Welcome to the Smoochie Wallace Show. I'm your host, Smoochie Wallace. Today we'll be discussing Smart Baseball by the author, Buddy Bell. I personally read this book, and boy, what a book. I know you're all wondering what the book is about. Well, this book is about what goes on in a baseball player's mind. It's critical to the outcome of the game. Since most major leaguers are in peak physical condition, the difference between success and failure on the field often depends on a player's mental approach. Looking at everything from a player's confidence to his leadership skills, instincts, and hunches, Smart Baseball uses entertaining anecdotes to get inside the mind of baseball's greats and show fans what goes through a baseball player's head when he steps onto that field. Smart Baseball presents the knowledge and accumulated experience of one of the few three-generation baseball families, the Bells. In addition, this book is full of insights from more than 100 of Major League Baseball greatest players, from Willie Mays to Barry Bonds to Fergus Jenkins. After saying this, let's welcome our first guest, Buddy Bell.
Yeah, Smooch, thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
Okay.
Well, once again, buddy, thanks for joining us.
for having
If
me.
you don't mind, we'd like to ask you a few questions about the book.
Okay.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, buddy, but didn't you play in the MLB for 18 seasons?
Yes, I did.
So, buddy, what teams did you play for?
Well, I played for Texas, Cleveland, and Cincinnati.
So, buddy, what leadership styles do you think are conveyed in your book?
Yeah, with baseball, there's so many different types of leaders that you encounter. Being a team sport, you come across many different individuals, and I would say democratic is probably the most common leadership style we encounter. With all those leadership styles, one thing you come across is something I talk about in the book called phony leaders. They basically are convenient leaders. They only lead when it suits them best. So within the game of baseball, you see this quite a bit with people looking out for their own statistics.
Yeah.
But with all these leadership styles, you do get a lot of different leaders who step up to the game. Everyone works as a team, and you all step up in certain situations to achieve the goal.
It's interesting.
In fact, a quote from my book, I used to hate it when guys would come into the clubhouse after losing and say, "We need somebody who can lead." Leadership is very tricky and very important. A team is in trouble if it only has one guy who can lead. You need 5 or 10 guys who can lead. In fact, the more leaders you have, the better chance you have of winning.
Well, buddy, tell us more about this riveting book.
Well, I have a lot of experience within the major leagues. There's a lot of things I noticed in terms of leadership styles. So when it comes down to it, I wrote 12 different styles that you experience within players. It could be whether it's having a passion for the game, you got to be vocal in the dugout, you have to have a good sense of humor. That's something a lot of people overlook. A good leader can make other people smile and laugh. You got to be willing to go out on a limb. You got to stand up for your teammate, and if it comes down to it, you got to hammer the opponents.
Once again, buddy, thanks for joining us. It was great having you here. Please come back soon.
Oh, I will. I had a great time.
And we'll be right back, folks. And we're back. Now that the meat and potatoes are out of the way, we're gonna bring you another tasty treat. How about Buddy's son, David Bell? Hey, David. Welcome. David, can you please tell us about yourself?
Oh, well, I was born in Cincinnati. Obviously, had a great father as a role model. He took me and my brothers around to all the ballparks around North America. Got to see behind the scenes, how the players interacted. Just got to see the whole baseball scene, and I think that's what made me fall in love with the sport.
What is your personal opinion about your dad's book?
Well, I felt that he did a great job conveying his own personal opinions, as well as those of the greatest minds that are in baseball.
Well, David, thank you for coming on to the show. It was great having you.
It was a pleasure being here. Thanks for having me.
Please welcome our next guest. He may have not had a long career, but, he's all right. Come on in, Mike Bell. So, Mike, we all know you weren't the best baseball player, but we just want to know what it was like growing up with a bunch of family members who could play baseball.
Well, Smoochie, it's right. I haven't played a lot of baseball. I've been kicked around in the minor leagues for a while, but it's just the experience I had with my dad, coming out and watching him play. It was a really big help for my grandpa, just being there when my dad wasn't there when he was off on the road, either playing or managing.
And how about leadership as well?
Well, I really saw when I was either on the bench or watching my dad play that it takes more than just one guy to be a leader. Because I wasn't on the field as much, it's more that supportive role I took upon myself, just to help them out and really be there when they were going through a slump.
So basically you're saying, even though you were a bench warmer, you were still a leader.
That's right.
All right. Well, it was good having you here. And
Thanks, Smooch.
I'll see you around.
Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Now a word from our sponsors. And we're back. Please welcome our last guest, Mr. Rick Bell. So Rick, please tell us about yourself.
Well, Smooch, I played for numerous Major League Baseball team affiliates for many years.
So what are your thoughts about the book?
Well, one of the major themes I noticed in the book was mental imagery. The way that Major League Baseball players are able to slow down the game and perceive all that goes on in the full 9-inning game is unbelievable.
Any other things you'd like to talk about the book?
Well, you know, a big one for me is self-assessment of individual performance. Many players don't take the time to look back after a game and judge how well they led on the field.
Well, Rick, it was a pleasure having you, and I hope you come back soon.
Thanks for having me, Smooch.
No problem. Once again, I'd like to thank the audience today. You guys were great. Thank you. Thank you. And I'd like to thank the Bell family for coming in today. They were really great. Thank you. Thank you. Last but not least, I'd like to give this book the Smoochie Smooch of Approval.